my name is Andy and welcome to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be talking about my journey with IBS, how I handle it, some recipes, how I eat, what I eat in a day, all of that. Hopefully it won't be too long. So let's tell the story. Literally my whole entire life, I've had stomach problems. I just thought I was lactose intolerant. I tried being vegan for a while and I still had stomach issues. I was a vegetarian for like 10 years, maybe over 10 years. I tried all the things and it didn't matter that I wasn't eating dairy. I was still sick all the time. And I didn't know what it was. And once I graduated college, it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was afraid to go to the doctor because I thought that they would make me have a poop journal. And I was like, I will not record this. We went out to eat with friends and I got sick 3 times before we even left. I couldn't function. I would just immediately have to go to the bathroom. There are some foods that if I eat them, they will be out of my body in 10 minutes. So that happened and that just felt like the worst that it had been. And I was just so sick for like a month. I graduated in May and I think it was the very beginning of July that things were just, I'm sorry, he's chewing on a bone. That things were just, I couldn't do it anymore. And so I went to my doctor. They checked me for everything that they could and said that I basically have IBS. They want me to get tested for Crohn's, but I don't want a colonoscopy. I know I've said that before. So IBS is kind of tricky because there's nothing you can really do about it right now. And I am a lucky bitch.
IBS queen.
Because I have IBS DC. So it means that I get both diarrhea and constipation. I know people that have just one, most people just have one. So I would flip-flop and I wouldn't poop for like 4 days and then all of a sudden I would poop like 6 times in one day and it was always bad. When you have IBS, you can't have FODMAPs, which I will put on the screen right here what the acronym stands for, because I never remember. I downloaded an app called FODMAP A to Z, I think, which I'll also insert here. And it helped me immensely. However, it's terrifying. When you first look at it, you're like, oh my God, I can't eat anything. I can't eat anything, I can't eat anything. And it's really meant to be an exclusion. Is that what it's called? So you're meant to, what is that? Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Where you like take everything out and then slowly add more in to figure out what you can and can't eat. I didn't do it that exact way, but I figured it out. I figured out what I couldn't eat. Sometimes I still just stick to the script. That app has helped me a lot. My biggest triggers, like the 4 that I usually tell people, are dairy, even though I can eat some cheeses, and butter. Wheat, garlic, and onions. That is not all. There's a fair amount of fruits and vegetables that I can't eat. That's why being a vegetarian didn't super help me. For a minute there, I just was like, I can't eat anything. Like, I can't eat these vegetables. I can't eat these fruits. Well, how am I gonna be a vegetarian? I can't eat, there's garlic and onion in everything. Everything. So I couldn't eat anything, especially vegetarian food, vegan food. Vegan food is hard because there tends to be a fair amount of wheat and veggie burgers, stuff like that, because you can't use eggs as a binder, so they use wheat. And I was literally just living off of tuna melts. And I had no energy. I lost weight in an unhealthy way, which is always bad. I was like, I guess we need to reintroduce meat. So that's what I did. That's why I eat meat. That's the tea of it all. Everybody can eat different things. One of my closest friends has IBS-C and they cannot eat dairy at all, like none of it. No cheese, nothing, but they can eat wheat. Some people can't have soy. I figured out things that work for me. I cannot have juice, no juice. I can have lemonade, no juice. When you take that fiber out and it's just those sugars, the sickest I have been since I was diagnosed, I had apple juice. And I cannot even explain to you how sick it made me. So yeah, lately I've started meal prepping, which is basically making food for myself the night before. I'm not doing like a whole week's worth of food. And it's really just like the lazy man's meal prep, lazy man's IBS, all of that. So I manage it. I'm doing great now. I'm going to make this risotto tonight. My kitchen sucks, as I have mentioned many times before. We're just gonna make it happen. So stay tuned, and I hope this helps somebody out. You will never believe how you're in my sink. My implant that I was using as a stress ball broke, so that's really fun for me. I'm going to show you how I make onion infused garlic oil. I typically don't do the whole onion. I did get the smallest onion I could find. I'll tell you right now that this knife needs to be sharpened, and I feel like I sharpen it all the fucking time. Okay, so I really cannot cut onions. I don't know how people do it. Can you cut this part off? Mom, don't say anything. Okay, I've seen all of the hacks, I've seen all the things telling me how to cut it, and I chose to ignore them, okay? And I know that this isn't gonna work because there's still gonna be an inconsistent size. I should have done this sooner, but we are going to heat up some oil in a pan. So you got your pan, ignore it. One of my friends absolutely destroyed this pan. But hey, at least they were cooking for me. So I put it on medium heat, and I'm sorry, I really don't have any actual instructions for you. I'm gonna put a lot in just because I like to have a lot, and I cut up a fair amount of onions. I think that might be a half cup. So once it gets shiny, we are going to put our onions in it. You can do the same exact thing with garlic, and I do it sometimes, but I buy it now, so it's not too big of a thing. We are going to take our onions, which are totally cut to be the exact same size.
No issues there. Great at cutting onions.
Nice. And now we're just gonna fry them. Like, that's really all that's happening. We're just giving them a nice little fry. What you are really waiting for, I have it on medium, I might drop it a little bit, is for them to start turning brown. And that's why you want them to be around the same size. This is pretty much when you want to pull it. Here, let me show you. They look way different. They're starting to brown. This is always terrifying. And then I just, do one of these. There you have how you, my sweet dear friend with IBS, can eat onions. Hello. I filmed an entire video of me making risotto. Filmed the whole thing. I even edited the whole thing. Not now. I don't think that it makes sense, and I don't think it's going to be helpful to anybody. So we're gonna cut all of that out. Yeah, that's the plan. And then I'm also going to treat this as my outro. So let me know, all four of you, if this was helpful, and I didn't do enough. There are so many little things that I do to make my IBS
Work for me?
and I didn't include it at all in this. I just filmed myself making one of my favorite recipes. I could certainly put it out one day, but I just don't think it fits into this video. I didn't do a very good job. I wasn't very focused. I just got back from the gym and was just hungry. And we're just gonna scrap that. But let me know if you want to see other things. Like the onion infused olive oil is a really good way to include those flavors. In the risotto, how it works is you heat it up in the pan, and then that's what you put your rice on, so you get that nice oniony flavor. I mentioned that I buy my garlic infused olive oil now. Let me show you. I get it from Target. So this is the garlic infused olive oil, and I use this for a ton of stuff, and I get this at Target. So I use this a lot for salad dressings, just this and some vinegar. If you think. Yeah, so there are a ton of other things, like I put green onions in a lot of stuff. Okay, that's for you. I have tips for, the restaurants you can go to, the best things that you can order for yourself, my favorite gluten-free items. Yeah, so we're just scrapping the second half of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and that's all for me. I will see you guys next week. Please don't make fun of me for saying you guys when it's my aunt and my mom who watch. I don't even think my friends watch anymore. But, yeah. Let me know. Keep me posted. I'm around, and I still got IBS.